Okay, I guess YouTube is. Oh, there you go, YouTube. That's what I like to say. Hey, everybody. It's Louis Porter Jr. It's another lovely starting Monday. This is August the 7th, and we're here to talk about Transparency Agenda Daily. So what kind of weekend did I have? I had a great weekend. Had some fun. Got to relax a little bit, and it's been a good day, good weekend. I'm pretty excited. So, in the words of my favorite person, let's just jump right into it. We're going to talk about Kickstarter off the bat because, of course, a lot of Kickstarters going on. Reaper Miniatures is doing what Reaper's Miniatures does, which is makes $1 million. Luminous Echo, I think it's still doing pretty well. They've been very consistent. They've got 10 days left, so that can go any different way. Next up, Lions Vault. Lions Vault is not doing as well as I think they'd hoped to. They're about 5,000 short. A little over 5,000. Yeah, a little under 5,000 short. But they still have 24 days, so anything's possible. Anything can happen. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but it's a possibility. Got to take that in consistency. Good Lord, got to take that in with a little grain of salt. Last up would be Mana Storm. They're at 4,111, and their initial goal was 1,000, so they've been good, and they've been slowly moving up, but they still have 22 days left to go. So I'm assuming they'll have more stuff to show you and more stuff to show off, which I guess is good. It's good. It's always good to have more stuff available for people to try out, look at, get excited about. Boom. Next up, of course, we've got our buddies and our Patreon support. Ask a Pathfinder, Clinton Boomer, Every Frame of Painting, Jim Zub, Lessons from Screenplay, Liz Court, Owen Kesey Stevens, Raging Swan, and Wright Publishing. So if you could do us a favor and swing by any of those, if you can, toss them $1. They'd appreciate it. I mean, every little bit matters and counts. A lot of people don't think, it matters, but it does matter. It's important. It's important. Every little dollar counts. It is that serious, people. No joke. It's that serious. Just that serious. So next up, of course, we're going to do some shameless plugs because God knows I love shameless plugs. New Exodus Legacy still going along. Here's something surprising. I might actually move the date back. I've been thinking about it. I've been looking at the numbers. I've been looking at the time. Like, we might move it back, but I don't know because I've got to get some other projects finished before I decide 100% we're going to move it back. But it's a possibility, and it's set up for October. I'd like to still keep it for October. We still have time to do it. I want to see how Gen Con goes off. I want to talk to some people and then make some logical decisions. But I think we can still do it. I'm just, nervous. Plus, I need to get out. I need to get out Crisis. That's really my biggest thing. I really need to get out Crisis and get that just out. I can't understand why this book is freaking me out. It's like, it's got me shook for some reason. I'm going to use that term. It's got me shook. Got me a little shook. I don't know why it's got me shook because everything's basically done, but I don't know what's going on with that. So, so we got Stonemaier blog. Nothing new since last week. Black Diamond, of course, still on the vacation, so still driving around. And Gary V, aka Gary Vaynerchuk. Lots of good stuff. Check it every day. That shouldn't even be an option anymore. Check it every day. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. So, boom. All right, new to the scene. So today was like a big news day for comics and some RPG stuff. I know some friends of mine got some good stuff. So I said, hey, I think I'm going to talk about that today. So first off, we'll talk about this is for 5e, the Guild Adept program. If you read the little link we have there, this is something that's been going on, I guess, behind the scenes. I've avoided DM's Guild. The reason being, they want to take ownership of the stuff that you create, and I've created a lot of stuff. I'm like, hey, I don't want to just give someone ownership of stuff that I created that they could use how they wanted. So that's why I've kind of stayed away from it. It's not. I don't think, as a concept, it's good for older publishers, guys who had like established lines and stuff. But for new guys, yeah, I think it's a good idea to get yourself out there, get seen. So this whole new program has been announced, and what makes it really cool is that one of the names on the program, Rich Lescafleur. Rich is one of our local guys here, down south here. Rich is also a member of Alligator Alley Entertainment, the guys who are doing the upcoming, where's my, do I have one? I don't have it near me. Yeah, oh, there it is. Ta-da. The upcoming Esper Genesis, actually 5e for fantasy, sci-fi coming out very, very soon. I think they'll actually be at Gen Con. I think they'll actually have the finished copies at Gen Con. I think. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please someone tell me. But I think they'll have it ready for Gen Con. So, no, 100%. But he's been added onto this Guild Adept program from WotC. Look, it never surprised me. I know Rich is a talented guy. I mean, wow, multi-talented. You know, I like Rich so much, I want to punch him in the face. You know, there's not many friends I like that much. I want to punch in the face. And Rich is one of those guys. I'm like, God, you're good. I'm going to punch you in the face. And he forces me to get better. So that's always a good thing. I appreciate that. But no, Rich is a real cool guy. If you get to see him actually at Gen Con, you should meet him. Tell him Lewis said, hey, maybe he should punch you in the face. You never know. But yeah, Rich is a good guy. I mean, he's a funny guy, very, very polite. And like I said, he knows he's an amazing writer. He does amazing maps. That's the one thing I wish he would do more of maps. I think his maps are awesome. He gets the maps from us. So I know his maps are awesome. I just, it's a lot of amazing stuff. Just like I said, good guy you want to meet, someone you should know. If you ever see him, just say, hey, reach out. You'll be glad you did. It's a very important thing. You'll be glad you did. Next up, here's something interesting. Will Disney stop publishing Marvel comic books? And that kind of hit me in the face this morning. Like, what are you talking about? Disney not to do comics. And then I really thought about it. I was like, ooh, well, it's a possibility. And it is a possibility. It is a possibility. It could happen. You know, it could happen. I've criticized comic books for a long time, and I continue. I will, because I think. Look at Brian. See, Brian put this out. I bet it says, as for Genesis, the basic rules will be out at Gen Con. The full game will be at the end of the year. Brian, also a local friend of ours, so you want to make sure. Yes, Randy, you can recommend. You can recommend another Kickstarter. Just let me know. Yes. Oh, that's right. I should. Christopher West is doing a Kickstarter too. I keep forgetting about that. But I'll talk about it after I do this whole thing with comic books. So yeah, it's one of those scenes of it, just like I've talked about could Disney just cancel doing comic books? And yes, it's a possibility. Could Disney go straight digital and forget about printing comic books and no more comic books? It's just digital products, and maybe like once a year they do like coloring books and stuff like that for little kids, but no more comics. Yeah, it's a possibility. I think it's a reasonable possibility. That's why I also believe now is also the time to, if you're going to be doing comics, now's the time to start thinking how you can do stuff differently. And this will lead into the next story I'm going to talk about. I think the companies, once again, I've always said the biggest problem is the pricing issue. If the pricing issue gets fixed, you might have the ability to do something cool. But the pricing issue hasn't been fixed. I don't know if it's going to be fixed. People are say, oh, you need slick paper. I don't think you need slick paper. I think going to newsprint saves some money. My foaming at the mouth. I'm getting all excited. What the hell? There's a lot of broken things in comics that can be easily remedied with some smart thinking, some long-term plans. But that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened. As much as I'd like that it happened, it has not happened. So until it actually happens, we're kind of going to be where we are. It's this potential, there might be comics made, there may not be comics, we're not sure. And even worse, and the thing that always drives me crazy, you don't have the comic books connect to the movies. Do not have the comic books connect to the movies. They are separate entities, and you should treat them as that. I don't understand why this is such a big issue for Marvel. I mean, I've said it before, the easiest way that Marvel can handle it, and DC could have it. You have Marvel Comics Adventures, and that's all your adventure lines is your cinematic universe stuff. And then you do DC Comics Adventure, same thing. Same animated TV, whatever. Boom, it's a separate universe. Then you build those books as 3 sets of 6-issue stories. So they basically fit the trade, and that's the whole purpose. And you just print these 6, the next 6, the next 6, and then you do them per month, and then you redo them again with an all-new cover. It's the same book, same title, same book number, different cover. And then you keep doing it. And then you sell these books for like $1.99. These are first step, get you interested books. They are not collect forever. It's just, hey man, everybody knows who's in the industry knows, like, oh yeah, man, it's a great starter book. And make it a good story. Make it a good story with cool art, very animated style, like they used to do DC Adventures back in the day. Make it that so kids can say, oh, cartoons, I get it. Make it that kind of cool. And then you just keep selling them to them. And then those kids will graduate to older comic books, which will sell them, of course. Because realistically, if you do 18 issues, that's a year and a half. You run it twice, it's 3 years. That's 3 years. In 3 years, the kid might pick up like maybe 5 of them, maybe even 6 of them. But I don't think it's going to get all of them in a row to do, and it's not going to be. So you've got like a good arc of 18 months to of people to get it, and you can keep repeating it. You can do this like for 6 years and say, okay, we're going to make all new ones. Since the movies change, so we'll make all new ones, and we'll shred these, and we'll just make these. These will be in trade form. That's it. And that's what you do. You do another storyline that fits to the movies you're doing, and you sit for 18 issues, and you keep it moving. You know, it's not very complex, but this is something that never gets done. I don't understand it. It just drives me crazy. And I mean that in every sense. It really does drive me crazy that Marvel has not even considered, thought about, or planned how they're going to get future people reading comics. You know, it used to be something cheap you do. You know, Randy, it's simple. Randy he goes, I can understand the deluge of variant covers because variant covers sell. They do. They sell. They're stupid and they sell. Oh, I got to get, that's a collector mentality to the extreme. The problem is I'm not going to pay $4 a book for a cover to be different. The last time I bought a book, like I bought multiple covers of the same book, was X-Men #1. And that's like, when Jim Lee took it over. They had 5 covers. I read the story one time, and some of the covers are sucked, but the gatefold cover is the one I was really going for, and that was a cool one. But it wasn't, that was the only book I really was like, oh, let me get all 5 covers. And, I got it in a quarter bin somewhere. Not quarter bin, I got a bunch of books that are just cheap that I buy for dirt cheap. But it's like, I don't even see the need for that. Multiple covers are just stupid. I wish I'd go back to classic design covers, because most covers now are just like rip off of other covers because they don't know how to do covers anymore. They don't know what covers are supposed to be. A lot of people who are now in the industry very much look at covers as magazines. I mean, okay, look, here's a bunch of books that I have. I literally just retrieve, and these are semi-new books. The logo's partially covered up. Yeah, I know what it is, but the logo's partially covered up. There's names on it. It's a #1, and the Marvel logo is so small, and I should know what it is. But it's like I can barely read the logo. That's like the obvious one. And then you have another book. You'll see the theme here. Yeah. What is exciting about this cover? What does this cover say? Oh, this is exciting. I get it, but it's like, it's not exciting. Now here's a random one. Now this is a friend of ours, so I'll give him a nice one. This is kind of cool. It's got some action in it. You kind of know what's going on. You're like, why is this dog? Why is he wearing a spacesuit? Those kind of questions. And the Nova logo still needs a little work, but Ramirez did this. He is a very, very long-term artist who's worked for a lot of major companies, doing artwork, and he started in RPGs. So Palladium was where he started, did a lot of his work. So of course I give him some good stuff. Here's a book I bought. I can reach it. 100% bought it for the cover. Boom. Yes, they are covering up the logo, but that's Wonder Man birthing on somebody's chest. Well, it's really Rogue, but not somebody. But I'm like, I don't even know what this is about, but I'm checking it out, and I bought it. 100% bought it because of the cover. See, that's how a cover should be. It should be like, what's going on? Who's that guy? What's his story? And it does cover the logo. I mean, that's not good, but they got this big old thing here. They could still work with this. Better design covers. I think covers could be better designed too. That's another issue too. I think back to the classic 70s books. Do I have anything classic 70s I can reach to? Oh, like here's another great cover. Bam. That's how a cover should be. People are like, what the hell? Batman carrying him out, Superman looking into his worried face. He always looks so worried, which makes me laugh. And everybody else around like, what the? It's a great cover. It's a great cover. It's a Jim Lee cover, but of course it's great. But once again, people need to understand the construction of covers. This also ties into doing your own personal stuff for your RPG stuff. You guys got to make better covers. A lot of your guys' covers suck. And I mean that in the nicest way. Your cover sucks. I'm not saying everybody's cover sucks. And a lot of you are saying, look how great my cover is. And I'm looking at like, that cover sucks. Don't lie to yourself. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It isn't, because all of you are not art directors. And a lot of you don't spend time looking at comics like I do, looking at covers, or going to Pinterest like I do. Look here. Let me I guess I can show you. Oh, not that one. I'm actually looking at something cool at Pinterest. So I'm at Pinterest. Let me just go to Pinterest. I'm going to show you my lovely little thing. And this is something that you all should be doing already. And if you're not, I don't. Ooh, who's this girl? And I don't understand if you're not doing this. I really fundamentally do not understand if you're not doing this. I cannot. Where's mine? Home. Yeah, go there. I can understand why you would not be doing this. Could you just please give me mine? It's like looking for mine, but it's not really opening up my account. Let me make some changes. All right, but in here, I can find it here. So here's a grouping of covers that I put in. See, now I'm putting in something extra. I didn't plan on doing this. We're really talking about covers, but I thought this is important, so we're talking about covers right now. From this Pinterest is my link to my RPG covers. I keep all the RPG covers I like in this folder. And, you know, you'll see a lot of Pathfinder stuff, but you'll see a lot of different stuff in here. There's a lot of Pathfinder stuff. Don't let me know. There's all kinds of covers from D&D and stuff that I like that I think that you should check out visually, and you can see what a cover should have, what makes the cover interesting. And take some time and look. I'm looking at one of my favorite covers, I think, is a brilliant design cover and just shows you just awesomeness to get you interested. Razor Coast. Razor Coast has one of the coolest covers on it. Now, yes, it is a Wayne Reynolds cover. But really, what makes it cool, you got the girl with the swashbuckler look, the sword and the pistol, and the shark dark thing with the whole mouthful of teeth coming at her. And it's like, whoa, what the? It gives you that, what the hell? What if you say what the, and you got him. You got him. That's how your cover should be. Somebody picks him and goes, what the? Boom, got him. And a lot of people don't spend the time focusing on doing good covers. That's another thing. Covers sell books. If you don't know that by now, you don't understand this industry. Covers sell books, so covers should be awesome. You should not, will not, and cannot put out a mediocre level cover. Your cover, people should look at me like, ooh. People on your cover should be like, what's this guy's story? I've heard enough people say that one all the time. What's this guy's story? And that's what should be on the cover. Look, on most of my covers, to save money, I do one-person covers usually for PDFs, and if actual books, we do multi-person covers. But I look at things that have been covers that would fit very well. I don't want to reach for that one. It's too far because I'm too lazy. Obsidian Apocalypse is a great example. We did Obsidian Apocalypse based on a comic book cover. I think it was Justice Society, JSA #2, the most recent series that came out. And basically, it's a scene where Pop Girl's firing into these zombies below her. And we did a very similar variation with our Exalted characters, based on Angel character, with the same thing. And the cover, I mean, the DC cover is great. It's a great cover. It has a lot of power and a lot of strength. I'm like, well, we don't have to redesign the wheel. Boom, here's the cover we like. Here's the structure we like. Which we'll paste with our guys and put our own little spin on it. That's 90% of it right there. I talk about it. Avenger X-Men cover 141. That's a great cover. That cover can't be beat. Everyone should do that cover for every different cover they've done for a book. That should appear somewhere in the game line of the stuff you're doing. Why? Because everybody knows that cover. Everybody identifies with that cover, and it's a great way to show off your iconics or your specific look of your world in there. That's why I did it. That's the only reason I did it. I know that cover is so well known and so copied, it's ridiculous. I have, once again, my Pinterest account, I have comic book covers I love. And that one has been redone and copied so many times. I've seen so many different variations of it. I've seen it with Star Wars. I've seen it with Star Wars, The Incredibles, good Lord, DC, lots of DC ones, Teen Titans. So I'd look it up right now, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to go look it because I'm trying to focus on this. Maybe I'll just look a little bit. But like I said, it's so many people have done so many variations of it. Why wouldn't you do it? Everybody knows it. It's a cool one to do. People like, oh, that's a cool one. That is a cool one. That's a good one. Why is it? Oh, okay. People are showing off artwork. Yeah, there's more artwork. But it's you've got to focus on it. You got to really understand what makes a great cover, and a lot of you don't. Sorry, a lot of you don't. You just don't. You don't have graphic design experience. You don't. You copy someone else's idea and it looks crappy because you don't understand the nuances they put into it. You got to pay attention. This goes back to this whole thing. All right. And before I forget, because I'm 18 minutes in, I just got on this whole tirade. The most important kind of thing today, Netflix buys Millar World. Mark Millar is a comic book writer that I personally do not like his stories. I'm not a fan of his work. I think he is a hack at the worst level, but he can write. I mean, don't get me wrong. He knows how to write exciting things, but it's very much, and this is going to sound weird, but you'll get it. I think and this is going to sound really weird coming from me. I think there's way too much swearing in his books. It's way too much. The infamous line that came from Ultimates, that became like a big line, and everyone was like, oh, that's so cool. When Captain America's been captured, and he points to he beat up these guys, and he points to his head, and he goes, do you think this A stands for France? And people were like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, oh, that was so garbage. Oh, yeah, I'm not a fan of his work, but he does do interesting things. I cannot deny some stuff goes, ooh, that's kind of interesting. Kingsman, The movie is based off of his Secret Service was the real name of it, or initial name of it. And he's done lots of stuff. I mean, Millar's done lots and lots of work. All of it isn't great, but it's always interesting. God, I can't think of the other one I'm thinking of now that everybody loved. I cannot think. That was supposed to be Eminem supposed to be playing the main role, which I thought was also weird. I can't think of the name of it now. It just escapes me. I see the book, but I just can't think of the name. You know, he's that kind of guy, and I'm not a fan of that. I like comic books. I like comic books to be like Marvel Comics and DC. I don't like them to be like what he did. I don't mind even, you know, Sin City. I think that was very close to the book, but I think he does this whole level of stuff to make it, you know, ooh, isn't it cool that they're doing this stuff? Everybody's cool and flashy, and it's like, I don't know if I'd call it good. I call it interesting, visually interesting. I mean, he definitely, you know, he knows how to portray what he wants to talk about. But yeah, man, his ego. I thought my ego was out of control. No, his ego is way out of control. Yeah, Mark Millar is one of those guys. I'm like, wow, I don't like you. Ugh. But once again, he is popular, and Netflix bought his company. To me, what Netflix saw was what anyone with a IQ higher than 6 saw is this guy does comic books. He has a fan base. His fan base would try some of his stuff, and they'd like it, so he will get probably some great deal out of this. I can't imagine what they really paid for it, but I'm sure they paid enough where he's happy. And now Netflix has their own comic book stuff they can do, which I guess is good and bad. It's kind of good and bad. Like I said, I don't know if he's the right guy for it, but I like the new one that's coming out. The Blight. Is it Blight that's coming out? Blight. What is that boy's name? Max Landis. I think Max Landis is. This is the one he was talking about. Yeah, Bright. I'm sure you saw the trailer for Bright. Just in case you didn't, I'll send the link here. This is the one that he talked about doing, and he's been working about with Netflix, but he never actually announced what he was doing, which I thought was interesting. But I thought it was kind of cool that he was like, "Oh, I'm doing this on Netflix." And if you guys see this trailer, you should see this trailer. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a really good idea. It looks kind of cool. It's a great idea to do stuff. But once again, it's like there's a lot of people who are going to be probably hitting up Netflix or smaller digital media companies to do these kind of things. If you've got the money and a good idea, you'll be able to do that. That's what I'm hoping. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm not going to lie. Neo-Exodus is important to me, and I love it, and I've developed it for a certain way, so we can do a comic book, so it can maybe get seen. Because let's be honest, people are looking at comic books now. They've always been, but comic books are the easy way to translate things for people. What's this about? Read this book. Oh, it's got pictures. I can read it. It's real fast. Oh, I can see how the shots are set up. Okay, great. That kind of setup. It's really that kind of good deal. So, yeah. Oh, and finally, of course, I'm going to promote our Citadel, our retailer stores for Neo-Exodus Legacies. If you know anybody who'd be interested, or some people would like to support, send us a link. We'll also put them on. It's gonna be like I said, I'm still working on some stuff. I need to focus on some things, but as you all know, I'm also trying to buy a condo as an investment property. So I'm busy on several different things. Lucas is getting ready for school. It's starting in 2 weeks. So my world's gonna be crazy probably until the end of September. But I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure we get some stuff going, get this crisis book done, and get this cover done, and keep doing these shows. So I'm just getting you excited. And that's it. Okay, so we'll be back tomorrow. Talk about some more fun stuff, some more interesting stuff in the universe. First and foremost, go subscribe. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Either here for YouTube or here in front of us for Facebook. Number 2, go tell your parents you love them, because I'm sure they miss you, and tell them that you care about them and you miss them. They'd love to hear that from you. They're your parents. And number 3, if you have any children or loved ones or people you're there, little clone versions of yourself, go give them a hug and kiss. And tell them that they're amazing and they're the most important thing to you, because that's important. That's very important. All right. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to probably do some stuff and maybe make some phone calls. And that's going to be it. All right, everybody. You have a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. See you later.